My name is Christopher McChesney. I was born in 1932 and the war broke out in 1939. Now, that meant that toys disappeared. We had a terrible fear that the Germans would come, drop bombs on us when we went out, and they would machine gun us whenever they could see us. There's a strong possibility they would try and gas us. So a lot of fear existed in our hearts at that time. But like young people, you gradually ignore the messages that are sent to you to be careful, do this and that and the next thing. And, well, at the start of the war, we were provided with Anderson shelters. Now, I'm talking about the area of Sandy Hills in Glasgow, near Shettleston. So we got Anderson shelters, which were galvanised sheet metal, about 1/8 of an inch thick. And there was 3 on each side, and they were curved like giant toboggans. You know, a curve at one end and straight down. The height of them would be probably at its maximum height about 8 feet to the top of the arch when they were joined together. And you dug a hole into the garden about 4 foot deep, maybe more, and put railings down and erected your steel shelter. My dad and I done that ourselves, but a large number of our neighbours were not capable of doing these things. I don't mean physically not capable, not kind of builder type. They would have put the bits in the wrong place and so on. But my dad now seemed to be automatically drawn to putting this mechano set together. But that's a feature of what this story is about. We had several boys. I'll only use their surname because even to this day this is top secret. There was Little, Curry, Galt, McCulloch and McChesney. Unfortunately, I have to divulge that I was Christopher McChesney. I'm now 87, going on 88, and this is in fact May, what date is it? May the 10th, and here goes the story. We would gather at the corner, that was the corner where Gilmerton Street came to a T-junction with Glenalmond Street. We used to play football there between the lamp posts and or cricket, well, we called it cricket. It was certainly played with a tennis bat and a tennis ball. Or if there's any girls about, we played tig or hide and seek or levio, a whole lot of different games. But occasionally you got fed up with the likes of that. So Galt was in fact a good person for coming up with ideas, and I'll talk about some of them in a future story. But Galt had come up with most of them. But that day I decided that I would put an idea to them. I says, why don't we in fact play at Prisoners of Wars? Of course, well, that was fine. So they all got adjourned to my back garden. Now, it was just the time of year where my dad always expected me to dig the back garden. Now, it was quite a large area. It's probably about 6 metres across by about 8 metres long. And that had all to be dug up. And we would eventually plant potatoes, cabbage, kale, cauliflower, turnips, and these would eventually all be used in the house at some time to save our rations. Anyway, all the boys came along. There was no girls involved in this because at that time we felt it was a bad thing to involve girls in war. So because it was my idea, I got saying what the things were. I said I was the guard and they were all prisoners. So they were immediately herded into the Anderson shelter, which had been dug in and completed at this time. And the idea was, being prisoners of war, that was their prison. And in due course I would come along. Now, the only thing resembling a gun I had was a piece of gas pipe that had come out of the house when my mother was getting a new cooker fitted. And it was about 5 foot long, and it was actually like a J shape where it had been bent with a plumber's knee at the bottom. And it still, in all our minds, it looked like a rifle. So I told them all to come out of that shelter and get digging. So they all had spades and shovels and such like, which we provided. And they each got an area they were to dig. And of course, being prisoners of war, they very much resented doing that. So every so often I would go up and gently prod them with the rifle. Get that dug. This is a war one. So they dug away and dug away. And then in due course we would put them back into the Anderson shelter, back into prison, locked up. And I don't know whether we fed them or not, but we continued with them for a while. And then they all got a drink of water and, well, didn't get a glass of milk. Milk was kind of difficult to come by. And not even a piece of jam. Although some of the boys, for a break when they were at home, would get some vinegar and spread it, put it onto a piece of bread or some tomato sauce or HP sauce, if there was any in the house. And that was the kind of playtime piece. But none of that existed in this prisoner of war camp. And the garden was slowly but surely dug over. Well, they didn't get very far on the first day, but I managed to convince them as prisoner of wars they were still entitled to, in fact, complete the job. And they came back the next day and I dug a good part of it. Was all dug. Now, I thought that was marvellous, because that then left me that I could go ahead and plant whatever stuff my dad brought home to me to plant. Sometimes it'd be a bunch of cabbage, other times it would seed potatoes, other times it would be a bunch of kale or cauliflowers. I don't remember ever planting peas, but peas would have been nice it would have been like sweeties to us. And we planted, put in seed for snowball turnips and golden ball turnips. So that was that. Now, that's not much of a story, but at the same time, that probably emphasises the fact that our garden could be used as a source of food. Now, Britain was really very, very badly off for food, because the German submarines were sinking any boats that were coming in and bringing food to us. Most of the fields that we had, and even in some cases our public parks, were ploughed up to plant food crops. Now, that's really the end of the story. I'll stop at that. Robin, you can stop it now.